I always can't. It's hard to tell when it's actually going live.
Takes a minute too, don't it?
Yeah, it takes a minute. It's like a little delay. And I'm muted. That's good.
Okay, I see it's on for me anyways.
Yeah. So what was you out doing? I know you said you were late getting home.
Well, I wasn't sure if we were going
Oh
live or
yeah,
not, and I just got hungry, so I grabbed something to eat real quick.
yeah, because I didn't give you a definite answer what we were doing. I was trying to get a few things together, but I didn't have time because I was busy at work. So
I actually thought you were more leaning towards no, so that's kind of what I was going with.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, I got busy at work and I didn't have any free time or anything that I could put something together. I've got to get some photos off of my phone. So, and they have to do with the Santa Fe Trail, which is about 27 miles from where I live. It's where the Santa Fe Trail started in Boonville, Missouri. It's actually called, so right north of the Boonville is a place called New Franklin. And back in the day, it was called Old Franklin. And that's where the Santa Fe Trail started to go out west. And a lot of interesting history there. So that I wanted to share that I've never gotten a chance to share. So I figured I would get to that. So, and then so you've got the Santa Fe Trail that started in Old Franklin, which is right north of Boonville, Missouri. And then the Santa Fe Trail connected to St. Charles, Missouri, which is towards St. Louis, and that was called the Boonslick Trail. So, so it just got a little bit of history. I think everybody might find it interesting because a lot of people probably haven't been there. There's actually a street in Boonville called Santa Fe Trail. Like, I probably would, my daughter lives in Boonville. I probably never would have went to actually see all that unless it hadn't been for the chase. But I didn't even go there till after the chest was found and everything.
So you can actually find out where the exact starting point is?
Yeah. I mean, the rivers kind of moved over time, but yeah, it's close enough. And then they have what they call the Katy Trail here in Missouri, and it runs partially with the Santa Fe Trail. And the Lewis and Clark Trail too, that's all kind of right there together. The Santa Fe Trail and the Lewis and Clark Trail.
Lewis and Clark, but that one was first, right?
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, they had steamboats that were just shipping stuff out west. And there's been a lot of steamboats on the Missouri River that have sunk. I think it would be sunk. But have you ever heard the Arcadia steamboat? There's a guy in Kansas City, Missouri, who has the Arcadia Museum, and it's a steamboat that originally sank in the Missouri River, but over the years, the Missouri River reflowed to a different section, and he was determined to try to find this steamboat, and they found it in the middle of a cornfield. And they excavated it out of there, and everything was preserved like it just happened yesterday.
Wow.
And they have a museum of all this stuff. I've got a video on my YouTube that shows shows when we went there. And I got a copyright strike for having it on there, but I don't
Really?
use it for anything. It was just to share with the Fenn people if they wanted to see it. But yeah, so you know, you had the Santa Fe Trail, plus you had all the steamboats going in and out of this area too, heading west to take supplies. Looks like we got 10 people watching right now. One person in chat's all I see. Is that all you see?
Okay, Larry and Tim's Adventure, Redneck Express.
So last time this happened too. Yeah. So I have to hide my chat and then open it back up for some reason. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't show it forever.
Mine's working good so far, I believe.
Yeah, mine's working now. So yeah, I'm not very prepared, but for anything. Thought we would just chit chat for a little bit, get some people in here. So what'd you do over the weekend? I had a big weekend. I had a wedding, my son's wedding.
Actually, it was a pretty boring weekend. I didn't really do much, which is fine because I don't get too many of those.
Yeah, I'm still a little hoarse.
I know I had a bunch of family that was trying to get me to go tailgating with them. I have he's like a second cousin by marriage, and he plays for a Division I team. And everyone was out, like a family get together at the tailgate. So
Oh yeah, that's nice.
but it's like the last weekend I have before soccer starts for my son, so I just wanted to relax. I got a soccer tournament Saturday and Sunday, so
Oh yeah, that'll be big. So how many games do you have to play? Like
yeah, I'm excited.
4 or 5?
Probably like 3 the first day, and then 1 for sure like the next day.
Yeah,
Possibly more.
right.
But it's an hour away, so
Yeah.
it'll be an all-day thing. But it's fun. It gets better every year. It'll be
More competitive?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
because they're
5th grade.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Fifth-
it kind of fun.
He's in 5th grade and he'll be playing with 6th graders too, so
Oh wow. Well, you said he was really good.
he is really good. Well, he's a big fish in a small pond, I guess you could say.
Yeah, my son played baseball. He was really good. And then he took a year off. And then when he went back to play, he was a little tentative. So, and he didn't enjoy it that 1 year. And I told him, I said, well, you didn't play for a year. You need to, it'll come back to you. You're that good. It'll come back to you. But I wanted him to do some pitching, but he elected not to. But I think he would have been a really good pitcher. And anyway, after that, he just decided not to play anymore. And years later, when he's in high school, he goes, man, I wish you would have made me, play back then. And I'm like, yeah, I tried to, I didn't want to force you because then you're not going to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it on your own,
For sure. There's
Yeah.
like a line there for sure.
Yeah. He's taller than I am. I'm only 5'6", so he's like 5'9", 5'10". So he gets his height not from my family, but from mom's family because they were tall. My grandfather was almost 6 foot, and had an uncle that was almost 6 foot.
How tall is
Yeah.
your wife?
We're about the same height, 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah, we're about the same. Mhm. But yeah, this weekend, I don't think I've got much going on this weekend. So I should maybe get some stuff caught up. Funny thing is, I've got so we've been doing that remodeling on the bedroom and bathroom.
Mhm.
So believe it or not, I'm still working on that. We've got the bedrooms all painted. We got the carpet in. The only thing I haven't done is stretched it out yet. I've got to get it stretched out. So thank goodness I'll get that done this weekend.
Would you say you gotta stretch out?
The carpet.
Oh, you do all that too.
Yeah. I've got it laid down and everything. I've got it tacked in on one end so that I can stretch it the other 3 ways. I just got to get it done. We did it over Labor Day weekend, and Labor Day my son come over and we got it all put in. We painted on Sunday, got the carpet in on Monday, but the place that I could rent the what's it called? Knee stretch, the kick plate for your knee, so you kick the carpet out and stretch it.
Yeah.
They were closed, so I couldn't get it rented. And of course, last week we were busy with this wedding stuff, so it didn't get done.
Gosh, you do it all, don't you?
I do anything I can to save a little money. Yeah. And if I don't know how to do it, I learn as I go. I try to watch little YouTube videos and stuff like that. Just, you know,
Man, what a tool that has been, huh?
oh yeah, no kidding. You could look up anything.
I remember
Easy.
years ago I had this car and when it was cold out it wouldn't start. And it had something to do with like the wiring
Mhm.
because in like 10 minutes it would start right up. But for
Yeah.
some reason on cold mornings it would do it to me every time and it was such an inconvenience.
Mhm.
Well, I ended up, searching YouTube and some forums too, but the YouTube video is what solved it for me. It was like some sort of issue with like the theft deterrent, like
Uh-huh.
the security system.
Yeah.
And so the YouTube video showed me where to cut a cord to disable it, and it took care of the problems, and I never had it happen again.
Oh wow.
If I had taken it to a shop, they probably would have tried to fix the starter, and then 2 or 3 different things before they
Yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah. Years ago, we had a 4-door little Chevy Cavalier, long time ago, but it was having some issues, so it wouldn't idle correctly. And I took it to somebody I knew. I mean, I didn't know them very well, but I knew them. And because we used to go to the races all the time, like the modifieds and the sprints. And he had a sprint car that they raced. So I was like, oh, I'll go see him, see if we can check this out. He's like, oh, he goes, yeah, you got a catalytic converter problem. You're looking at $700-800 worth of work. And I'm like, that's
Huh.
back when I had 2 kids in daycare, and yeah, I was like, well, I'll hold off and see. So I took it to the gas station that had like a little garage pretty close to where I worked at. And I went in there and I said, can you look at this and just tell me if you think it's something easy to fix or if it's going to be something a little more difficult? And he opened up the hood and he's looking at it, listening, and he goes, yeah, it's not idling very good. He goes, he goes, I think I know what the problem is. It's going to be expensive though. So I went and got this little piece of tube, black tube. Yeah, it might have been a little longer than that, but he got this black tube, rubber tube, and he's like, well, here's your problem. But the bad thing is the fitting's made of gold, so it's going to be expensive. And I looked at him like, what? What? And he's like, no, I'm just messing with you. He goes, $3 is all it's going to cost you. And he put that new hose on there, ran like a charm for $3. I'm glad I didn't spend $700 or $800 on it.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was just like a vacuum problem. So I learned my lesson after that, watch who you trust,
Oh, for sure.
even if it's somebody you think you know. So you think we should talk about this picture behind here?
I don't think one person has noticed.
Well, I think they've noticed. I'm just curious if anybody else has seen this picture that I received. I've been kind of holding back a little bit, but Galaxy and I thought we would share it. So
It's pretty interesting.
yeah, I mean, see how full it is? And I don't even think the olive jar could fit in there.
Doesn't look like it, huh?
It doesn't look at all like it could fit in there.
And this is from 2009, right?
Yeah, somewhere in there. That's what I was told anyway. And you can even see the red bandana. Well, we assume it's red, but that's the bandana. Remember how you used to talk about?
I covered it.
Covered it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But there's no way that olive jar is going to fit inside of this treasure chest.
Looks like the gold chest plates did.
Yeah, they did. Because a lot of people say, oh, there's no way those fit in there, but man, they just barely fit in there.
Yeah,
So
pretty close.
This smaller one right here, this must have been the one that was on top.
Yep.
That we've gone to, to remember that it was in the chest. And maybe these others were on the very bottom. It's taking a while to
Yeah,
get.
I'm guessing they would have been like the first ones put in there, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody said, MJ Enzer said, that's a chunk of gold nuggets. You're right. That's a big nugget right there. That thing's huge. I'd like to know if this one matches one of the bigger ones. There's two big ones. I'd like to know if that matches it. And then there's up here, there's a tobacco box up here. And that's the players digging tobacco up here. And there's another chest back behind my head over there. See that chest? I'd like to know what's in that chest too. And then there, oops, wrong side. And that right there is the $1,000 bill.
Do you think
That's in a plastic sleeve, protective sleeve. What's that?
you think you'll make it on Discord now?
Well, I may have to join now.
Well, you'll be there one way or another.
Well, I'm just curious. Surely we couldn't be the only two and all the chase people that have ever seen this picture. Well, counting maybe somebody else, but maybe a couple other people that.
I agree. I think there's got to be some people out here that have seen it.
Yeah, and why has this never been shared? That's what I'm curious about. How do you know the olive jar is not already in there on the bottom? Well, then that would make 2 olive jars. That would be I don't think that would be the case. There'd be 2 olive jars if you had 2 chests. Right, Galaxy?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that too. I mean, that's plausible. I mean, I guess you could say there could be a another olive jar in there, but I don't think so. Yeah, it did. I was quite I was like, whoa, there's Pandora's box right there.
Got that right. Can't really see too much of the olive jar, can you?
No, you can't. You can't make out too much. So yeah, it's got my curiosity up, that's for sure. But it's kind of nice just sitting right in the vault, though. So I'm trying to read chat here. Do you have a link where we can download this photo? Where did it come from? I don't have a link to the photo, no. But yeah, it definitely answers that question though, Galaxy. Those mirrors definitely fit in there.
No wonder it looked like they wouldn't fit. It's that close.
Yeah, it is definitely that close. Mhm. It's something, and it does have a lot of marking on the chest, on that back lid. Have you noticed it? And
Yeah.
you can make out the bead of welding right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this spot right here, which is pretty prominent. Then you've got this over here. Gosh, this is hard to do. So yeah, but I can tell you, well, of course, it's hard to tell by this picture, but it looks like it's pretty dark colored, the chest.
Yeah.
And then there's that chest. I'd like to know some more about that chest. I wonder if Shiloh knows about that chest. It'd be interesting to see if Shiloh sees this, maybe give us a little history on this. Because he knows about the chest, of course. He probably knows about all this stuff in here.
It's kind of funny that you never heard him talk about that one over there or
No,
seen a
huh?
picture or anything. I mean, it's similar style.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think there's ever been one like that. It's a similar style, but it's narrow and wide, looks like.
It actually looks more fancy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure
But
there's
I mean,
probably something that's probably full of something in there. Maybe a gold bar. Yeah, I've had it for a couple of weeks and just kind of been hanging on to it. And like I said, I've been busy, just haven't had the time to do any live stuff and not much going on. So, but I do really definitely want to share that Santa Fe trail stuff because that's pretty cool. Pretty cool history. So are you still on the 2 chest theory? So
I
even
don't know
after
what to think anymore.
looking at Justin's pictures?
Well, I made that video and it doesn't seem like
Oh, yeah, that's right.
anyone really talked about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I'm going to help you out with. So, I make the games.
Mhm.
So that's my plan is I've got like a 3/16 inch thick pieces of wood. And I've already got a game box that I can kind of replicate the treasure chest. Granted, it's a little bigger, but by video, that shouldn't make a difference. As long as those pieces are about 3/16 of an inch to a 1/4 inch, and they're off of the lip a little bit like these are. Well, that's right at the top of the top. But these other ones, oh gosh, I can't. I'm gonna do it better this way. These other ones over here, all those don't go all the way up to the top of the lip of the chest. So they're down maybe what, 1/8 of an inch, you think? Somewhere in there?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So somebody was asking me about this. In the actual picture, you can see it better. Matter of fact, you could probably take a screenshot of this and probably make it out. Maybe. It's kind of hard to tell. There's probably going to be a lot of screenshots taken of this.
Maybe you might even end up on stoop.com.
Stoof.com. Have you been paying attention to any of that?
I I watched Ben's show last night and I don't know, I didn't really get it.
I haven't
I don't see
really.
the
So here's what I come up with. So I did watch Ben's show last night, and what I've noticed is it's every 7 days, but it's on a Tuesday. It starts over on a Tuesday, right?
yeah.
Okay. So every 7 days, it's on a Tuesday. Tuesday has 7 letters in it. Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but then I got to thinking about, so I Googled, oh, I bet I didn't save that link. I Googled Tuesday, the meaning of Tuesday. What's interesting, yeah, I gotta find it. I probably won't find it now. But like a Sunday is for the sun, Monday is for the moon. And then you got Tuesday, which is not actually Tuesday, it's called TYR. I think it's called TYR. And then Wednesday is something, and then Thursday is something, Friday is something, and Saturday doesn't technically have a name, but it had something to do with hot water or something like that. Oh gosh. Now I wish I had saved that. Okay. Originally Tuesday was named after the Roman god of war. However, the Norse people named it after their god of war, Tyr, Tyr. The English word Tuesday is derived from the Old English and means Twisday. So I'm trying to see where I found a spot where it had all the different meanings. And Saturday stuck out to me because it reminded me of the thrill of the chase. Now I'm going to have trouble finding it. I wished I saved it.
Hard to keep track of everything you find, ain't it?
It is. You're right there. Tuesday is called Martis, in French, Mardi. Is that a hint to who it is? Second day of the week. Where's all the days at? All the days. Here's Saturday. Let's go to Saturday. What's it tell me? So, like I said, Saturday was the most interesting one.
What was new that was even on there? Like, what was the big thing?
I think there was some planets, but I don't know if it was new. I like listening to the music more than anything. I like to check out what music they're playing. I think it was Wonderland by Oasis.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the song now. I really like that song. You know, at the wedding, so on my phone, I had a bunch of songs that I did are good for like party songs, you know, for the weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And I left my phone because the place where we had the wedding, it was like they have a lake with a big concrete pad and a big fountain. I'll have to show you some pictures, but that's where the ceremony is. Then there was an old house from like the 1800s, and there was four brothers that lived there. Never were married, but they lived in this house, and it had like a the front of it looks like a castle basically, and the rooms were, you know, they have the big tall rooms, like 16-foot vaulted ceilings in it, and they had the
Uh-huh.
pocket door. Each one of the rooms had the 8-foot pocket doors that slide in and out of the walls.
Oh, okay.
They were like 2 inches thick. It was, yeah, it's pretty nice. They remodeled, I mean, refinished it all to make it look nice. So the wedding party gets to stay in the house. Then they have a big building that has the reception. So there's 3 different things going on at once at this place. But I left my phone in the house, so I could never remember. My memory is horrible. So I couldn't remember all the songs I had on my playlist, you know. But they did fine. The DJ did fine. They didn't need me. It's going to
So
drive me.
it was all in one place then, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's going to drive me crazy. That I wished I would have bookmarked it. Maybe I did. Um, Maybe I did bookmark it. I got lucky. Names. Ooh. Found it. I did bookmark it. So here is Saturday. Saturday does not follow the same pattern. And the name actually means hot water day. That's awful
Hmm.
fitting, isn't it? Which can be translated as washing day or bathing day.
Huh.
So for you people out there trying to figure out stoof.com, that could have something to do with it, maybe. Because that's awful finny. You know what I'm saying? So you say you haven't been paying any attention to it?
Hmm. No, I can't. I just don't get it.
No.
I don't see any.
I need to clarify something. Brian didn't get married. My son got married. Sorry. What was you saying? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I can't follow it. I mean, I was listening, but
Yeah. It's too
it
much
just
going on.
seems. Yeah, it seems like there's too much going on for it to actually be anything.
Yeah. I mean, they were saying something about it could be something last night. I can't remember what. Labor,
I mean,
Labor.
how convenient that they keep on picking the songs that Ben has been playing, and
Yeah.
then he just does a
Well,
show every Tuesday all of a sudden,
he knows
and
who it is.
somehow he is he knows it goes every Tuesday, and then he does a show that coincides with it.
Right, right. Well, there was somebody that reached out to me about it. And um and I thought it was interesting they reached out to me about it. But then that time that Ben was on live with us, he mentioned something about it. And I said, well, that's interesting because somebody reached out to me about it. And he's like, I wonder if it's the same person. I said, maybe it is. But whoever this person is, obviously he knows who they are because he's kind of, made reference to that anyway. I mean, he does, to be honest, Ben's got a lot of following, I'm just looking at chat, sorry.
If it was Jack, I feel like it would be obvious it's Jack. But I feel like it's somebody that isn't Jack that's using his old website to make it seem interesting.
Yeah. Well, so the picture that was on at one point, they took it down, was it Leroy? Jeremy does Leroy.
Yeah.
You remember his picture being on there? Back behind the wood on the left.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Leroy was on there for like just a short time, then it got taken down. I don't know why, but
Well, remember there was the first countdown, and then it went down to like it was at 3 days. Then all of a sudden it resets for 7 days.
yeah. It's been like 7 days. How long?
It just seems like
Yeah, Leroy got pulled.
did he?
For what reason? I don't know. Maybe that's well, it's funny. Redneck Express points that out that Leroy got pulled. Well, what was Leroy? Wasn't he a redneck character?
Yeah.
So maybe it's Redneck Express. Yeah, I haven't really got into it too much. So I wonder how many of the people I could chat were part of the Perry Stone hunt. Because me and Jason started that, and we were doing some private Zooms there for a while. And then we kind of got away from it for a little bit.
I think I got you guys away from it.
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. But well, Jason and I was talking about, start doing the Perry Stone chase live, just strictly that. But by the time I was told him, let's wait till after the wedding, let things calm down, because I've been really busy this summer. And then, of course, then it ends up the keys was found.
Did it ever come out who found it?
Not yet. Of course, I haven't looked for probably 3 weeks, so I don't. Maybe something came out since then, but or the last couple of weeks I've looked and I haven't seen anything.
I wonder how complicated it all was.
I'm curious. I'm hoping that supposedly they're going to release the song. So that'll be kind of nice. Because they're trying to sell the book. Right now they're selling the book for $10 because they want people to still have time to try to figure it out, or at least follow along with the clues and stuff. See how it worked. I don't think they're going to sell very many books.
They want to make some of their money back.
Mm-hmm. Well, it only lasted 172 days.
Wow.
I mean, that's crazy that somebody was able to figure that out that quick. I mean, a key in a remote place in 4 states. Crazy.
I swear that it seemed more impossible than the Fenn hunt.
Yeah, you would think. They probably used they probably got to a general location and then they metal detected it. Supposedly Jack used a metal detector. Have you heard that recently?
Yeah, I think I have heard that.
I mean, here's the thing. Do you really think Yellowstone, if it happened the way it did, I mean, Yellowstone's not, it's just going to let them off the hook? I find that odd.
It doesn't seem like that's possible. Unless there was something more to it. I don't know.
And see, that's the other thing I think is odd too, is Sarah Davis. She didn't have her job very long. Because I think she came into the picture in 2009, didn't she? She only had maybe
2009.
2019.
You said 2009.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant 2019.
So what is that? Just 1 year then, huh?
It's only like, well, then she retired. But was that in 21 or 22?
I feel like
It
it
was
was right 21 or something. But if you get, your 20 years then,
Yeah, yeah. But I always thought that was kind of, I mean,
convenient.
yeah.
What was actually proved that in that whole conversation? Is there anything that actually says that it was even there?
Well, from what I understand, from what I've read or heard, um, it's kind of like the Zoom meeting. That's all kind of iffy too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what if it's nothing? What if they had nothing but like insinuation? They're just insinuating everything. So
Yeah,
Fenn really never had to answer any questions. And
right,
I mean, if you don't have any proof that it was there, how can you even have a conversation about it, really?
right. So I'm curious what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night?
Well, Christy mentioned the red button.
She always mentions the red button, don't she?
Is that maybe the red hank? Gosh, I'm going the wrong way. The red handkerchief. Here's the red handkerchief over here.
I wish she would hit it.
Yeah. Did she say she was not going to use the red button, or what was she saying?
She said it's still there or something, I
Oh,
think.
that's right. It's still there. Oh, she was talking about shenanigans. So I don't know what that meant. Yeah, I wish you could see that olive jar a little bit better.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to see the string around it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do you see Ben's comment?
No, huh?
Just
I'll
about,
have a conversation to let them know it wasn't in their jurisdiction. Yeah,
remember back when the whole GPS thing was going on, and remember they were making it out like there was a shrine there?
yeah.
I mean, what if that gets reported to Sarah Davis and that's all the conversation was even about?
It's very possible. I mean, because we don't know what the conversation was. And then it was like 2 weeks before, wasn't it like a week or 2 weeks before she even supposedly went to the place? And then you have to believe that too. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
assume that there's some information on that about that, but it's like I haven't dug into all that stuff.
What if she just went to a place where the community thinks it's at and they're leaving junk behind, you know? And then
Hmm.
after that, she has a conversation with the the lawyers of Fenn and Jack or whoever it was.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody
Ben
says,
says
"What
there's
makes-"
no red button. I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah, I see that. Somebody says, what makes you think that the olive jar is in that picture? Well, that's it right there. I don't know what more of an olive jar you want. That's definitely an olive jar. And you can actually see the string right there on that little corner right there. And that's definitely wax on the lid. Now, is it the same olive jar? I don't know. That's questionable. Is there already one that's in the treasure chest? Possibly. More questions, no answers. No one has access to the red button except for Shiloh.
Who knows what Fenn told K-Pro?
Yeah. Who knows? Good question. I just wonder if, Shiloh knows more about all this than we do. That's for sure. This picture right here, he has seen that before. I'd like to know about this treasure chest right here, this small one right here. Actually, I'd like to know what's in either one of these, the tobacco box or the other one. But that treasure chest is full to the brim. And don't forget, $1,000 bill sitting right there in a plastic sleeve, protected, might I say. What do you think about that big gold nugget? We were talking about that. So that's not a bad picture to go by, but that thing looks huge.
It sure does. I know I had talked to you about it before we went live, but didn't I swear I remember somebody saying like the big gold nuggets didn't get put up for auction.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Maybe.
I was thinking the two big ones went up on auction because they sold pretty high, way over their value. I mean, you could have went to one of these auctions somewhere, like coin auctions or something, and probably picked up a gold nugget for half that price.
Hmm.
So somebody says, Brian, it's all about the gallery, his store, his trove. I'm hoping to be there in October. Well, so yeah, we are going to go out west in October, my wife and I, and we're flying to San Diego. Going to spend 3 days there and then rent a car, drive through Arizona into New Mexico. So hopefully we'll be there for at least 2 days. So we're leaving on. I thought we were going to be flying out on Saturday, but my wife chose the flight on Sunday. So we're kind of losing one day. But so Friday, Saturday, we should be in Santa Fe for 2 whole days. So I'd like to visit a few places if I can. Never been there before, so it'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a place I would probably want to go back to.
When did you say you're going?
The first week of October.
So it should be pretty warm there still, right?
Yeah, it'll still be nice there. In San Diego, I looked at the temperature, back in August versus October, and it was pretty close to the same thing. Wasn't much difference down there. I mean, the weather could change, you never know. So Shy Guy Frank says, when the FBI raided his home, what all did they take out of his home? Typically, the FBI would seize all computers, documents, etc., to investigate. So yeah, you've kind of looked into some of that, Galaxy.
Yeah, I believe
A list of
they
stuff.
did seize all those things
Do you still have that list available?
somewhere.
I know how you feel. I think you sent it to me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember when it was.
I mean,
That's one thing I didn't anticipate when it came down to the chase, is how much storage space I would need for everything. I was thinking, oh, it's found. Now I can quit storing stuff. I've stored more
no,
stuff, and oh my gosh.
wouldn't it seem like that would be of interest to them? A sealed jar with some sort of notes in it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But that's if that's where this picture came from, right?
True.
I'm looking for I thought you sent it to me on email. I'm looking for it.
Let me see if I can find it.
I thought,
No, I think I sent it in text.
oh, you sent it on text. Oh gosh.
I got it. I'll find
That,
it.
yeah. That text thread is long.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 657 images or attachments.
We don't have a problem, do we? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it'll be a little cooler in San Diego in October, but not by much. The first week of October. It said like the high was going to be between 70 and 75. So if we get a 75 day, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, that's perfect actually.
Yeah, they seized quite a bit of stuff, didn't they? Well, so
Did you find it?
no, I didn't. I just remember what you showed me. This is all I have. If you're asking about the photo that you're looking at, this is all I was given. That's all I've got.
Let's see.
If something comes up, somebody sends something my way again, I would share it. Just have to wait and see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe next week.
Tuesday?
Huh?
We gonna do updates every Tuesday? I'm
No.
just kidding.
I figured we definitely go live again next Wednesday, I'm hoping. I don't mind it being cold. I just don't like it freezing.
Yeah, 70's perfect for me.
Tuesday. So I see that, Mr. Stoof.com guy, Ben's in here. So I don't know if he was listening earlier to what I said about the different days of the week. Like Sunday is for sun, Monday is for the moon, Tuesday is Tyrus, Wednesday is Woodens, and then Thursday is Thor's Day, and Friday is Frigg's Day. Saturday does not follow the same pattern, and the name actually means hot water day, which can be translated as washing day or bathing day. So I thought that was interesting. And then it gets into the English Saturday, or originates from the Roman god Saturn. Well, wasn't there planets on stoof.com?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Not saying that means anything, but it's one little thing I come up with. I haven't really paid much attention to it. So, so funny.
Man, I know as much as we talked about that list.
Yes, Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday. Yeah, that's part of what Tuesday means also. Mardi Gras. So Ben put in there, said, I've been listening since the start. I screenshot your image as soon as possible, LOL.
Told you you were gonna end up on Discord.
Oh no. Now I'm going to join Discord, see what they're talking about. So yeah. I don't have much. Like I said, I really want to share the Santa Fe trail stuff that's right in my backyard here, pretty close. I think that's pretty interesting. I've kind of shared a little bit with you, so you thought that was pretty interesting. And I'll give my thoughts why, So anything else you want to talk about? Or are you trying to find that link?
Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to look for that. I don't know how I can't find it.
I was thinking I thought it was an email. Like, yeah, let me do this. Well,
Oh, you're right. I think it was.
I think it was.
I got it right now.
Oh, do you?
I found it.
Oh, okay. So I think there was only a couple of things seized, but I thought they took all that stuff that was on the list that you showed me. Or maybe they rounded that stuff up and only seized a couple of things.
So yeah, it just shows what they seized.
Was it only
And,
two?
No, there was 19 things.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's what I
computers,
thought. List them off.
electronic media, CDs, photographs, ledgers, videotape.
Did you see Voltar comment in chat? It says, who else besides Brian Gates here puts things like this out like he does? All the rest of these people drag you on and tease you endlessly.
No teasing, just straight to it.
No, yeah, no teasing, just straight to it. Pandora's box is wide open there.
makes me wonder who else has seen it though. I really would like to know.
Yeah, that's what I was intrigued with, when it was given to me is, wow, who else has this picture?
You
That's what,
can't be the only one.
yeah, but I mean, you would you would think there's other people out there with it. That's for sure. I would think so anyway. But I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. We'll see what happens between now and next week. Maybe there'll be a new picture pop up.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a new picture pop up, or maybe somebody's like, oh, well, now that the cat's out of the bag, well, here's this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah, right.
If we're going to share all this, well, okay. Someone put up a video and Finn talked about his belt buckle, person that had so made a bright yellow and orange one with black on the other side. I know that. So Huli says she believes 100% other people have it. That's kind of like what you and I kind of thought about. I mean, we haven't sat on it too long. What, 3 weeks maybe? It's been like 3 weeks,
About that.
3, 4.
But you
3
know
or 4
what?
weeks.
I feel like if Hooli hasn't seen it, maybe nobody has.
That's a good point. Did you hear that, Huli? I mean, if you haven't seen it, then that's kind of odd. You're everywhere. I mean, you're always in the know. Right?
Hmm.
And that's nothing wrong. That's nothing against you. It's just, you're everywhere. We're talking about a belt buckle.
You know how they said that Shiloh's dad made the wood for the inside of that?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
somebody say that that is not true? Did I hear
Um,
that?
I don't know. I haven't heard that yet. I might easily could have missed it because I'm not watching everything like I used to. So is
Just looking at it, how is it so beat up looking if it's something that, has most likely been inside?
yeah, I agreed. Well, you can see the lid there. I mean, there's definitely a lot of marking on it. But somebody pointed out it in the chat. I don't know who it was now. I think I have a feeling that I'm surprised that the raid wouldn't yield them trying to figure out what was in that olive jar. But I mean,
But you got to think though, if they're
they were looking
seeing,
for other things. They were looking for other things besides that. If that's what this picture's from, which I'm assuming it is.
well, how can you know
What's
without
that?
looking at it?
Oh, the jar?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, this would have been, if this is those photos, a photo from that, then the chase hadn't started then. So they wouldn't have
No.
been cared what's in that dang olive jar.
Well, how would they know without actually seeing it? I mean, if they're taking disc drives and CDs
Yeah, yeah.
and
Well, that's true. How would they not know about his memoir and all that stuff. Because if they seized computers,
Yeah.
but
I
maybe
feel like they would really want to know what's in there.
right.
I would think that they wouldn't just overlook it.
Well, I'm curious. Did they open the tobacco box? Did they open that? Did they open this up? Oh gosh. Oh man, this is hard to do. This chest here. Did they open that one? You know, they opened this one. And you know, he talks about that in Dan Barbarise's book. When they were there during the raid, they called him into the vault and made him verify everything looked okay. He's like, well, the two big nuggets are there, so I assume everything else is there. I didn't count the coins, but yet there's supposed to be exactly 265 gold coins in there.
Hmm.
I mean, you would have thought he would already known this ahead of time. And then here's the other thing. So we're assuming that olive jar is the only one that there is. So a lot of stuff had to gotten taken out of here in order for that to fit. I mean, wouldn't that be nice if there was a picture with these mirrors moved?
Oh, it sure would.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a minute. I'm running to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. You're right. Nothing is as it seems. I've said that for a long time. It's so Forrest quoted Mark Twain, and I need to look this up because some people have said, oh, I don't think that's true. Yeah, it is, but I didn't find it. But he quoted him as saying, it's not what you don't know that'll get you in trouble. It's what you know that just ain't so. So I always thought that was kind of interesting quote so Mark Twain, his boyhood home is pretty close to where I live here, up by Mark Twain Lake. And they've got a little museum there. And they actually have moved the house into the museum. And it's a very finny museum. I mean, they've got the marbles, that Forrest used to make, he talked about used to make with his feet. They've got marbles there. I took some pictures and I'm like, oh man, this is so finny. But I always thought about that saying. I've never found that saying done by Mark Twain. But Forrest said Mark Twain made that. But I don't know. Maybe somebody else would do a little more digging than I did. So somebody said 225 coins. I've never heard 225, but that's possible. It's kind of like the Ripley's Believe It or Not audio where he says the chest is only a couple of 100 years old. Man, that went over everybody's head, unless maybe people knew that for a long time. But yeah, why didn't anybody pick up on that earlier? But there's a lot of podcasts out there that has a lot of there's a lot of Dale interviews too that are pretty interesting podcasts too that I've listened to. Are you back, Galaxy? No, he's not back yet. Well, guys, we're probably not going to be on here too much longer. I've got stuff I got to do before I have to head off to bed. I need to get a little bite to eat.
What do you have?
What's that?
So what are you having?
I don't know. I think it's chicken fried rice. I was asking my wife, I said, well, so what are we going to do for supper? Because I had some burgers out in the freezer and I was going to get them out at lunch and I forgot. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to have. Everything's froze. We've been gone all weekend and haven't really done anything. We had frozen pizza one night, had leftover brisket one night. And I didn't know what we were going to do tonight. So I just pulled out some chicken fried rice. I said, here, cook that. That sounds good.
Hmm.
What'd you get for supper? You said you stopped somewhere to get something to eat?
Yeah, I don't get it often, but I just got McDonald's.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can't beat McDonald's. I mean, come on. It's not the healthiest thing for you, but
Every once in a while, it's good.
it's quick and easy. Yeah. So we have a Chick-fil-A right next, pretty close to our McDonald's. And I like Chick-fil-A, but the dang line is so freaking long. I'm not going to
I've
sit there I'm not going to sit there for 20 minutes. I'm just not going to do it. And it's pretty busy when you go in, so it's like I tend to just drive right past Chick-fil-A and go to McDonald's, especially if the drive-through is not too bad. But yeah,
I don't think I've ever had Chick-fil-A.
yeah. You have it? Do you not have it up in Michigan?
We do. It's just not local to me. So
Yeah, yeah.
usually whenever I've seen it, it's just never worked out that I went there.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's pretty good. I like it. Like I said, it's usually so busy when I go by there. If that's what I'm going to do, then I usually bypass it. So yeah. Well, anything you want to add before we get off here?
Um, no, I can't think of anything.
Yeah. Like I said,
Sure
I'll
is
have more stuff together next week.
sure is nice of you to share that though.
Yeah. You need to be working on stoof.com.
Why's that?
Somebody, huh?
Why's that?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
Somebody put in chat says Brian, Tuesday is 7 letters. And so is vertigo. Hee hee. Very well could be vertigo. Who knows? There's Rudy Green. F does quote a poem that ends in things are never what they seem, but the context is debatable. Yeah. I was telling while you were gone, I was telling about the Mark Twain quote that Forrest mentioned. It's not what you don't know that'll get you in trouble. It's what you know that just ain't so.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Kind of goes with what we feel like right now. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to end the live stream. Stay on for a second. I'll say goodbye to you.
Okay.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Definitely next Wednesday, I will do my best to have the pictures of the old Santa Fe Trail right here in my backyard, kind of show you some of those pictures that I took a couple of years ago. I'll finally get around to sharing those. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. Y'all have a good weekend, good rest of the week. I'll see if I
Have a
don't
good
mess
night,
this.
everyone.